We're going to talk about the communication module and the staff management module. So we have a pretty elaborate communication module which starts with a calendar where basically anything that you schedule in the software is going to be shown on the calendar. The same calendar is going to be visible to the parents, teachers, everybody, so they can plan their weeks. So these are all the exams we have created. Again, they all show up on the calendar. You can look at the calendar, by month, or whatever view you want. You can look at a week view, day view, whatever works well for you. And then if there are holidays you've scheduled, we have holidays as part of the calendar. You can simply add your holidays, and then they show up on the calendar, and they won't be considered for attendance as well, right? Pretty simple this thing. Then you go back to the calendar. You can add events. Again, there is a parent-teacher meeting. There's a sports day. Whatever you want, you can add different types of events, and then you can schedule them. They'll show up on the calendar if there is a PTM. And then the nice thing is, for these calendar events, you can specify if you want to send a reminder, either by SMS or by email, and how far ahead do you want to send it, and who do you want to send it to, and if this event is applicable to all classes or only for specific classes. So again, complete flexibility in your hands. You can decide how you want to schedule your events, and then have people reminded, and then manage the calendar for you, right? And then we have bulk email and bulk SMS features as part of this. So if you look at the bulk SMS, you can send a bulk SMS to all your students, send a bulk SMS to all your staff members, or you can send a bulk SMS to custom numbers if you, for whatever reason, if you want to just have phone numbers and you want to send it, you can send it from our software. And if it's a student, you can basically select all the classes or specific class. In fact, if you go to a specific class and a specific section, you can even go to the level of specific set of students as well, right? You want to send it to only 4 students, you can select it, or you can send it to the entire school. It's again up to you. And then whether you want to send it to the father, mother, both, and then you can just type in your message. Again, as we have, you can say dear, then token, then you can say student father, first name, comma. Then when the SMS goes out, it will actually replace the token with the father's first name, and then so that way it looks like a personalized SMS. Then you can send it, right? And same thing, you can type in the text. Whereas if you actually go for bulk email, the nice thing with the email is that you can put in a lot of text, add a lot of tokens, a lot of material, and then you can even put attachments if you want to share some photographs, some brochure, whatever. You can do that as well, right? And then there are bulletins. So you want to send out a notice, you can basically create a bulletin. I'll go here and then see the bulletin here. This again appears in the parent app for if it's a parent bulletin, and then teacher app if it's a teacher bulletin. And then you can specify the date range for which it is valid from. So the bulletin will show only during those dates in the apps. Right? And then same thing with people like parent bulletin, we have staff bulletin as well. Right? And then a quick setup you have for the communication aspect. You can again configure all your email templates. So for example, this is a payment reminder email that you have. How do you want this email to look like? You can basically configure the text, the tokens, everything, so that you can personalize it to your liking. And then same thing with the SMS. But more importantly, I just want to show you the website aspect of it, right? Again, you can add pages. You can basically look at your page and then edit the content that you have inside the page. And then if you save it, and then you'll have an option to save and publish, or you can do a preview. There's a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can do with it. For simple pages, it'll work fine. You just if you don't have a website or you're looking for some basic website, this is a great feature. It just comes built in with the software. You don't have to do anything extra. It just you can start using it right away. Right? And then you don't want to enable your website because you have a nice website already built in, then you can just simply disable it by clicking this. Or you don't want to have an online inquiry, or you don't want to show transfer certificates. Again, it's just one click, and then you're all set. Right? So that's a overview of our communication module. And then if you go into the staff management module, we have the staff module, where you can look at all your staff members. You can edit the staff details. We track a number of details here. You can upload the staff signature here. Again, if you have the signature, then you can use them to print on the documents, mostly for principals and class teachers. And then, we have already seen the way we map teachers to classes. That's again a part of the workforce management. And then more importantly, we have the user roles, which is you can specify which what type of staff members have access to what parts of the software, right? So for example, if you look at an accountant, an accountant or the finance people need not have any access to the academics at all. So you can simply hide all of the academics features and then maybe restrict them to only the finance module, where they can have view access to something and delete access to all of them. So depending upon what that specific role is, you can specify what reports they have access to, what functions they have access to, and what settings they have access to, right? So to that extent, you can configure which user has access to what functions, and then when you create the staff members, right, you go in here and then you look at the staff member, and then you can specify what role they have, right? It will be, you see here, trying to find so the role that they have is, sorry, not that. Yeah, here is the user role where you can say principal, they have access to most of the system. Teacher has access to limited academics functions. Front desk has access to admissions. Administrator has access to everything. Accountants have access to finance, and finance will have access to finance and finance settings and stuff like that. Again, these are the roles that you can customize. You can create new roles if you want. You can customize them. They're like, again, a lot of flexibility. You have to learn to use it properly and then use from there, right? And then ultimately the staff attendance. Again, you can simply use our manual attendance features if you want. By department, you can take attendance. That's one option. Again, this comes like Excel, and then you can just mark who's absent. Or we are in the process of integrating biometrics or location-based attendance tracking, where it's completely automatic. We are developing it where everybody in your school, all staff members have the app installed on their smartphones, and then as they walk into the school, they will be marked as present. And then as they move out, again, depending upon how you'll configure, every hour or so we can basically track their location, and then decide whether they're absent or present in any given day in an automatic way without any intrusion. They don't have to scan their finger prints or anything of that sort. It will just be a behind the scenes activity that will happen for them. Right. So that's the an idea of what we're trying to do here. Bunch of settings, a lot of dashboards, configurable software with very minimal dependency on us, the software provider, and then power in your hands. Again, as you said, this is all very easy to use. We are very receptive to your feedback. So if you don't like something, or you want to change something, or you want a new feature, do let us know, and we'll be more than happy to build that for you and for all our other schools as well. So that's how we would like to work with you and build the software and then add value to your school.